It's a good time. It's a good time. I feel like I want to throw up. Work and then unexpectedly drop it off. Send Jesus. Waiting for the Uber to get here. Should be like 2 minutes. Oh, Malanta. Send Jesus. Send Jesus. So yeah, it ends up, even though I was told by somebody who's not a healthcare professional, oh, it's not COVID. It's not that. You don't have that. I infected. I didn't get better with the muscle cramping. And I tested positive. Now I've tested negative, but that took me out for like a while. Because I thought I was better, then went back to work, then got sick again. Because I was not better. Now I'm back, and every light on my dashboard is on. Not every light, but... So we're gonna take care of this right now. I don't know about right now. This minute. He's not open yet, but I'm leaving it here. I left my keys in there. Hopefully it's nothing more than what I think. But I'm like... I will not cry. Okay. My Uber is home. I have my house keys. Let me see. And my wallet. Hi, how are you? Oh, I like your roof.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my English little.
That's okay.
No problem.
No habla español. Je parle français.
Français.
Un peu.
Okay.
Please use your seatbelt.
Wow. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Okay. As the washers are working, because I'm gonna do a load or two of laundry. So I'll record up say hi. Oh my. Trying not to cry. Sorry, the buffering thing makes me know. Oh my lord. One moment. Oh. Gosh. Gosh, 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 gosh. Well, unless it's, no. There's at least 3 things wrong with my car that need to be fixed. I know this for sure. No idea what the price is going to be. Because when I went to get into my car to work, all the lights were on. The lights that out led me to take it to the mechanic. And at first I was like, should I just take it right now? Or should I work for a few hours and see if it'll survive it, basically. And so, worked for a few hours, and I could tell it was getting a little tricky. So, dropped it off at my mechanic. I hope it's nothing more than what I see, but what I see is going to be enough money. So, I basically just with gas and what he's going to charge me, ideally, hopefully, I broke even. I've worked a couple days here and there, but I was like, I still didn't feel right. And then my at-home test said positive. I went to the doctor's office, and he's like, it's positive. You have COVID. It's like, you have all the signs. I literally slept for like 4 or 5 days, for the exception of waking up and peeing. Legit. No appetite whatsoever. And then the cramping was the biggest indicator. And I know my body, especially better than somebody trying to convince me that I'm making up excuses, or that it's not what I thought it was. Well, it is. And if you consider that talking badly about somebody, no. How would you feel if you said to somebody, like, I think it's this because I feel X, Y, and Z, and they're like, no, it's not, there's no way, that's just, in your mind, like, you're thinking the worst. I know my freaking body. I've had the vid before. I know. The cramping thing that was my biggest problem when I had it before. I'm lucky in the sense that I never had any problem with the O2. My O2 was down a little bit, but it never went below 90. So, the lowest it was at was like 92. So I was lucky in that regard. But it put me out of commission. And then finally tested negative several times. I think I have one test remaining at home one. And waited still 2 days because I wanted to make darn sure. And I think I'm free of it. But I worked tonight, got in my car, and the dash lit up like Christmas. I'm like, so I had to make a decision right then and there. Was I gonna just take it to him, drop my keys and leave a note and Uber it back, or was I gonna try to work so that at the very least, whatever my car is gonna cost, I can hopefully pay for. And I've become an opera singer in my downtime. I'm kidding, that's a joke. But I tell you, the universe is funny. It won't let up. But neither will I. I mean, I had to when I had the vid, because I can't do anything. I could not even, like, turn over while I was sleeping without getting a cramp. Like, couldn't even move without cramping. Like, the amount of water, Gatorade, everything, that I did everything. But it just took its time, and then I thought I was better, like, twice. Not so much. And so now that I'm pretty certain I'm better from that, it figures, doesn't it? Hi, Debbie Leach. How are you doing this early Wednesday morning? Me and this one guy I saw tonight 3 times. I've seen him more than I've seen anybody else. But he's like, we both confused each other. He's like, for a Wednesday night, this is and I'm like, isn't it Tuesday? And I'm like, wait, night, it is Wednesday. And he's like, wait. Because he was so busy, I was busy, which was good. But it just sucks because now, like I said, ideally I'll break even. Hopefully I don't owe more than what, I don't know what it's gonna be. So, I'm sure in the early afternoon to mid-afternoon I'll get a phone call from my mechanic letting me know either A, it's ready, and what the cost is, which would mean that it's a low cost, because he wouldn't, if there was something that was going to cost hundreds of dollars to fix, he would call me first to ask my approval before fixing it. Not like I would have a choice but to fix it, but that's the way he goes about it. Especially with me and anybody, like my mom's car or my dad's car, if they go to him. So, I'll either be getting a status update call, or an it's ready call, or I need till tomorrow, but it's not going to be hundreds of dollars call. And if he needs till tomorrow, that's fine, because I'm like, technically, scheduling wise, even though I didn't schedule this, totally had no clue. I have therapy today at 1 p.m. So it kind of screws up my schedule. So it's okay today to not have my car. And then I do need to do laundry because I went through every winter cold apparel item that I have, almost everything, so I have to do a couple loads of laundry. I think I only have quarters for 2 loads, but that will be sufficient. Right now, though, I feel like just Hey universe, I see you. Do you see me? I know you see me, universe. But yeah, so how's everybody doing? I know it's been a while. Took a break. Well, partially planned, partially unplanned. The unplanned part was being sick. I couldn't even stay awake. So, pretty sure I caught it not from my friend who I was with, because he doesn't even leave his apartment barely, and he would know if he had it. Probably, it might have been that night though, before I saw him when I was working, that I caught it. Very well could have been. Because when I got home, I didn't feel right. And the cramping was still, like, and it's still happening, but very minutely as compared to when it first started. Not to say that it's gone completely, because it's not, but it's definitely not as bad as when it started. So, but I'm just like, I'm trembling, because I'm like, if I didn't have to bring my car to the mechanic and pay whatever, like, just, if y'all could just say a prayer, send good vibes, that it's not hundreds of dollars. Because if I wouldn't have had to do that, I would have made enough to cover everything this month with no help. And I'm not even we're not gonna go there. And that's with, like, I worked only like 3-4 days. So, and I guess it's just to say, like, the help that was given to me was not so that I could just slack off and be lazy. It was for things like this. Hey, Francis. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Where do you live? I'm in Chicago, USA. It is early morning. 5:41 a.m. In case anyone else from Chicago wants to know, today's morning rush hour started at about 4:30. It usually does, but sometimes it waits a little bit to like 5:30, but today 4:30, full difference from 3:30. So, yeah, I guess there's people, I know there's people that start early like 6 a.m. So, but where are you at, Francis? What part of the world? Welcome to the emojis. Emojis. Oh, Lord. So, now to get my laundry together. And since I have a limited amount of quarters, I'm going to make sure that I'm washing the things that I truly need. Like for work and things like that. Am I not speaking loud enough? I'm sorry. My volume's all the way up. I don't want to speak too loud because I don't want to yell. You know what I mean? And I think some people in this building I live in are still asleep, some are not, but nonetheless. How are you doing? You're in Nigeria. Okay, so it's afternoon there. How's the weather? We're not super cold. Hey AJ, good morning. We're not super cold here in Chicago, but we're not warm either. But we're not in the negative temperatures anymore. Hopefully we won't be again, but this is Chicago. It's, I think, supposed to be, it's supposed to snow one day, potential snow, light amount, and then 2 days later it's going to be 60 degrees, or flip-flop it, but so, do I put on my winter jacket? What do I do? Do I get my summer clothes out or my spring clothes? I don't know. No, it's too soon for summer and spring clothes. We know that here. It has been known to snow in May here. I don't know why is your volume up in your phone? Because my volume's all the way up. It's all the way up, as far as it can be, just like my anxiety. Excuse me. Actually, not really. My anxiety is not that bad right now. I'm just like... Okay. I just meant to do, like, just tired. But in doing that, I, like, hiccuped, sneezed, and coughed all at the same time. A cacophony of different bodily functions. They were all mini ones, but they all happened at the same time. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. So, that is about it, I think. I will say Mom is doing good. And I'll leave it at that. So, I thank you guys, the ones that prayed and sent positive vibes and all that stuff. She got a really, 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 really super awesome gift from my dad for Valentine's Day. Even though technically he had to replace it anyways, he didn't have to replace it with what he replaced it with. So, she's always she has it, and this is not something she would mind me sharing because I've shared this before. And she shared it when she was on my streams. She's had essential tremor for quite some time. Like, maybe 20 years now, 15. And in the house they live in, she had a recliner that was motorized. So she could just press a button, lift her legs, lean her back, legs down. It didn't lift her up though, but just, you know. And she always felt more comfortable in that. And she just always said, like, when her tremor acted up, and the last time it did, it was in her head, so her jaw and everything was just, like, her whole head was, like, trembling. So she just put it to, it was just more comforting to be in the recliner, because it had kind of like a queen back, where it kind of cradles you, where, like, laying flat on a bed doesn't, even with pillows and stuff, it's just different. So she slept in the recliner anyways, long story short, for years and years. Her choice, most comfortable. Well, a couple months ago, the motor went out, which makes sense because she's had it since they moved there, which has been like 15 years. So she was using the other one that doesn't have, it's just a regular recliner that has the, you know, you have to use the lever, but it was a rocker recliner, so when you got out of it, it kind of like propelled you out of it. I remember the first time I ever sat in it, and I got out of it, and I was like, it propelled me into the next room. So that was, she got accustomed to it a bit, but I kept telling her, I said, he'll replace it. He's got, you know, various different things he's taking care of, so one thing at a time. And so I talked to him, and he told me, before she even knew, he got her the best recliner, like, well over $1,000, if not two. And it's motorized. It does everything her old one does. It leans her back further, so if she actually wanted to lay more, like in a bed where she's more straight, she could, even though she doesn't prefer that. But it lifts her up, like when she wants to stand up, those kinds that do that. So she is so thrilled, because she's been in that other one, which has been kind of a little bit of a trick to get out of it and get back into it. So he told me that, and I was like, I knew you were gonna take care of it. It was just a matter of, you know, when, because I knew you had other stuff. And I said, she'll be thrilled. And she is in love with it. In love with it. So I am so happy for her. But what a nice Valentine's Day present. And I think it happened that it kind of worked on Valentine's, but he had secured it prior to that, and he had it delivered the early morning hours of Valentine's Day. So that part was planned. So it was like Valentine's as well. So that's awesome. I'm happy for her. But I kept telling her, I said, he'll get to it. He's just got, you know, a million other things he's got to get to first. All three of us having health issues and stuff like that, so. But he was thrilled when he was telling me about it. He was like, oh, it's just so wonderful, and she's gonna love it, and she does. So, and I think, because when he told me about it, he goes, now I forget. And when I asked her, she was like, yeah, he mentioned that, but we haven't used it yet, because I guess it's not been quite cold enough. But it potentially has a feature where it can heat up. Now, I don't know if it shuts off after a certain amount of time for safety, or if you have to press the button again, or what. You would think it shuts off after a certain amount of time for safety, but that's a nice addition if it does do that, because house is warm enough, but she's always cold. Like, always cold. Like, anything under 80 degrees, she's cold. Really, 85. So, that's just always been the case. She's a freezy cat, as we call her. As we call her. So, it's a nice thing if that does do that. But all the rest of the things it does is just phenomenal. So I'm so happy about that. And it was nice to, like, hear how excited both he was to get it for her, and then how excited she was. She called me and she's like, "You'll never guess what I got." I'm like, "I know. You told me." She's like, "What? When did you talk to her?" Like, not that long. A few hours ago. But I was thrilled for her that she loves it. Which really was not in question. It's kind of like one of those things, like, how could you not love it? You know? And it's nice and big, and yeah, so good stuff, as they say. Good stuff. All of this is, oh, that's not very good. Sorry, I'm getting my laundry together. Just what's out here for the moment. And then I have to go into my room. Get more. I have it in my boot. If I'll have enough quarters. So, what's going on, guys? Long time no see. Sure nobody missed me. That's okay. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you. This. So first of all, I just want to say that it is life-changing, but I did think it was going to be bigger. Because I'm like, what is this, like, normal or smaller size one? I got the heating pad from my health insurance, and I was able to get the longer size one. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a decent size. But tell me why I was thinking that the longer size one would go from, like, head to toe. But then I was also thinking, like, the regular size one that they have, because this is the larger and then they have just the regular, is probably half of that. So I'm like, that? Only that? But I guess. I mean, you know. But this has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. I believe it was Gloria who suggested or reminded me of that, and then I asked what brand she had, the same one. So, and I was able to get that through my extra help and my insurance, my health insurance. So that's nice. That definitely helped, but nothing can, all you can do is wait it out when you have the, you know, the vid. It's all you can do is wait. Or all I did for 4 or 5 days was sleep. Like, literally. I had no appetite. All I did was wake up to pee. That's it. If I moved the wrong way in bed, I would wake up to a cramp hurting me, and then when it would go away, right back to sleep. So, I was pretty sure that was what it was. Even though I was being told other things. Like, Well, it's all in my head. It's all in my head. Isn't that just, I mean, really, truly, like, it's not talking crap. Wouldn't you feel horrible if you were like, I'm pretty confident this is what's going, this is what's going on. And somebody was like, no. Like, it was just, and still, I hope tracking me with that Apple tracking device has been fun, because I ain't taking it off, so. But now that I know who, I cannot believe it. At first I thought I was kind of like sick over that, because I really was so convinced by someone else, not myself, that we don't know. It's probably a scam, you know. XYZ, ABCD. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. And obviously, while being sick, so my laundry has piled up. Now, this, I don't know if it's clean or not. What in the heck shirt is this? Oh. It doesn't smell, but I think it needs to be washed. I think so. So what's going on? Good morning, Becky. How are you doing this fine Wednesday morning? I'm still confused from the fella we were. He was like, for a Wednesday, and I'm like, I thought it was Tuesday, and I'm like, oh no, it is Wednesday, and then I'm like, no, wait. And he looks and he's like, no, it's Tuesday. Now it's Wednesday. So yeah, I guess, excuse me, scheduling wise, if this had to happen, it's the best day, because my therapy throws my schedule off when it's late like that in the afternoon. So just if he says anything that is beyond my capacity to afford, don't know how that'll go. Shouldn't think about it right now. Oh. Just let me ideally break even. I mean, ideally I would like to have made a profit, but we'll see. Still Tuesday night, haven't slept yet, insomnia. I hear that. I have the worst time sleeping when I need to sleep. Like, if I have something scheduled, an appointment, anything. But when I don't need to, like, get to sleep at a certain time or want to fall asleep at a certain time, I'm fast asleep well before any other times. I hate insomnia. I'm sorry that you struggle with that, because it's just, yeah. It's like, okay, am I ever gonna sleep? Like, and you just don't know what to do. It's like, do you still lay there and try, or do you get up and try to tire yourself out a little more? Is that even gonna work? Because I've done that and it's not worked sometimes, for sure. I'm like, I feel like I'm just tiring my body out more, but I'm not actually falling asleep. But I hear you. There's many, many times where I have struggled with that, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah, there's been times I haven't even been able to get an hour of sleep, and I'm like, well, I'm awake, I'm not gonna sleep. I don't know that I'm fully functioning, but like, here I am. You know what I mean? I hear that. It's the same thing happens to me. It's like I feel so tired, and like my eyes are tired, everything. And it's like you'd think once my head hits the pillow, I'd be off to sleep shortly, and nope, wide awake. Like, even when my eyes are tired, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Especially on a day where you do a lot of stuff and expend a lot of energy, whether it be physical or mental, emotional, whatever. It's like, I should sleep well. No, that doesn't always hold true either. It is very frustrating. I watch TV shows, then I'll like change it up to a different one and see if like that one is one I'll fall asleep to maybe, or before I needed quiet. Well, I always slept with the fan on because I needed some kind of noise, but like nowadays, well, for the past couple of years, I can't fall asleep unless there's something on in the background. It doesn't have to be loud, but something. As soon as it turns off, I wake up. Which that's annoying, because sometimes when I wake up, then I'm up, and it's only been like 3 hours. Sometimes I go right back to sleep. I just turn the TV or hit the, I'm still watching button. but sometimes it keeps me, that I'm awake for the day, whatever time it is. It is frustrating. And sleep is one of the number one, it's the number one thing that helps your body rest, repair, heal. It's good for you. All that stuff. I'm sorry that you've got to deal with that, because it is just not fun. And then it screws up any plans that you might have, or even if it was just like, you know, you planned a certain schedule so you could just, you know, even if it's like chores around the house or something, just goofs everything up. And then if you're going out and about and doing errands, things close at certain times, and depending where you live, they close earlier. Some things stay open a little later, but that messes up your whole schedule then, right? So, yeah, it is not fun. Hey, Sherry Granger, how are you doing? How are you doing? Are you gonna wait for the replay per usual to leave a nasty comment? Most of the people like you do that. I'm like, I don't know where I can see this in the room. I don't understand. Yeah, it really, it's like, well, and then when you finally get to sleep and wake up, it's like, well, it's nighttime. Everything that I wanted to do as an errand outside of the house is closed. And now my schedule's screwed up, but did I even have a schedule? Kind of thing. So, as soon as I said hi to her, she went away. She'll wait for the replay to leave her nasty comments, thoughts, accusations, assumptions, etc. She's one of a few. Just like, what is the purpose? If you don't like me, that's fine. I'm not begging you to. You can just scroll. You don't have to be so viciously, aggressively mean all the time. Well, I just, I worked, and then when I first got in my car to work, my dashboard lit up like Christmas freaking morning. And so I had to assess. I was like, do I just take it to my mechanic, put the keys in the slot with a note right now, or do I try to work for a few hours so that at the very least I can, I don't know how much the repairs are going to cost, so I'm going to just be hopeful that it's not a lot. But I'm like, what should I do? So I worked for a few hours, dropped my car off at the mechanic, Ubered at home, and yeah, so, but I woke up at like maybe 5:30 p.m. yesterday. I had it scheduled that way so I could work. I just wasn't expecting my dashboard lights to, everything was glowing. It's like, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Like, I have no regrets. Like, I already knew, like, I gotta get an oil change. Okay. Now there's 2 other things that need to be fixed. Fixed. So I'm hoping that he either calls me saying it's done, meaning that it's not gonna be a lot of money. And if he calls me with a status update, hopefully it's just like he needs to keep it till tomorrow, which is fine. I could totally, you know. Hey Janet, how are you? Our Are you liking me today or are you hating me today? You seem to go back and forth. I don't know why. Usually when people hate me, they just stick to that, but there's been a time or two where it seems like you didn't, but I think all in all you do. Car stuff does, it really does. But I don't, everybody knows what I do for work, even though I wanted it never to be talked about. Nobody respected that, so everybody knows, but I'm just not going to publicly say it because people, as they say, people can't ruin things that they don't know about, if you know what I mean. And also that's why I stopped putting my makeup on before work, because there were a couple people, but one gal, because she knew I was behind the wheel, she would call me on Messenger, like, repeatedly. And when I say 50 to 100 times in a row, repeated, I'm driving. Like, I can't even block you. Like, and I checked, that's malintent. Because it was done several times right after I was done streaming and said I was going to work. So that's all on here, like. But they're like, do you want to? And I'm like, no, it's good to know that I have the choice. Well, Janet, some of your facts are quite cruel. Wouldn't you agree? And that's saying a lot, too, is that you're speaking facts when you feel it instead of asking me questions to better understand whatever it is you're feeling and then stating something. And even if it was the same thing, at least it would have a little bit more validity to it. But nobody asks me anything. They're just like, oh, that's wrong, that's a lie, that's this, that's that, that's, you know. And let's be honest, on private messenger, did you or did you not say, or was it in the comments here, you were the one that said you made so much money, you could help me tremendously, but, and then there was like a novel of all the things that I was lying about and why I was horrible and all of this stuff. I don't know if it was this profile or your other one, but I believe if that was you, unless I had done hallucinated. You can bring receipts on the wrongs I have done. Who have I wronged? And where are the receipts? I haven't wronged anyone. Have I finally decided that I'm not going to mince words or have a filter when people treat me like crap? Absolutely. Absolutely. Send you, oh, the message that you sent me about that? See, this is just a game. Like, are you, I don't get it. Receipts, you have receipts. I haven't done shit wrong to anybody. If you believe differently, that is on you. That is your personal, I would say belief, but the word I want to use is delusion. It in no way affects the reality of anything. So, with that being said, I don't subscribe to negativity or nonsense or give it energy. So if that's all you're going to bring, I'm just not going to pay attention to it. So, It's my platform. I can say what I want to say whenever I want to say it, and I should have said a lot of things years ago. But I bit my tongue, I gave grace, I let things slide off, like, until I reached my limit 50 billion times over, with the same people doing the same crap. And if it's really that problematic for you, you didn't have to listen. You could have just scrolled. I'm full of crap? Okay. Well, if that's what you believe, if that's the lie that you're going to tell, then sure, I'm full of crap. You never ever said that. Never, not once. Must have been somebody else. Pause for sarcastic silence. Do 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 do. So, I'm looking at the pile I already got going. It's a good thing I have quarters for 2 loads. I might have quarters for 3. I'm not sure. And it looks like, well, I saw 2 washers were working, so I shouldn't assume the 3rd one is, but I saw that 2 were, definitely. So I'm like, watch, I'm gonna get home, go to do that, and it's gonna be out of order. But it's not, so I just have to get the rest of it collected. Crap. Might need to do 3 loads. I might have quarters for 3 loads. 2, 4, 6. I might. Helps that I don't. My clothes I never, like, put in the dryer. Hi, Julie. Good morning. I've always been like that. Because I'm like, shrinkage. I don't need that. But I've been like that always. My whole life. But blankets and stuff I put in the dryer. But I'm not doing blankets right now. So that helps. Because it's $2 to wash, $2 to dry. Okay, I have to gather my other stuff before I take too much time. You can tell somebody was already in there using it this morning because they left the light on. Sorry, the view's gonna be weird for a few. Oh. Which one is this one? Oh. Sorry, guys. Gotta do what you gotta do. We all gotta do what we gotta do. Remainder. remainder of my laundry is in the other room. And another laundry in 3 different rooms. It's all good. It's all good. Sorry. It's like, what in the world? Until I remembered what in the world. Sorry about the noise. That's the lovely vent in my bathroom. That's how it sounds after I dusted the heck out of it. It was perfectly fine before I dusted it. But then I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much dust. And then I dusted it and now there's that noise. But I, like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Sure. Surely does. Yeah, I think that's all the laundry I'll be able to do, considering the quarters that I have. Or don't have, however you want to. However you want to say it. A moment. And they do have legit laundry pads that are just covered in the pile of blankets that I need to launder. Thank God I have an overwhelming supply of blankets. Thanks to my mama. Thanks to my mama. Janet must have went away. She's looking for her receipts. But the wrong that I've done. Okay. Oi to the bay, to the oi to the bay. Hey Patricia, good morning. Pardon me. view at the moment. I'm getting my laundry together. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I have quarters on this table here. Haphazardly. Should have put them with my laundry quarters. I thought I had more than that right here, and I don't, and I don't, and I don't. I don't, and I don't, and I don't. I'm gonna have one. Don't even have one load. Let me go see. Let's hope I have enough for 2 loads of laundry. I think I should. I think I might. I can move the stand to look for quarters. Why do I have non-quarters in here? Making me think I had more than what I have. Oh, I think I have some in my jacket. Actually, well, those aren't quarters, Carol. I'm gonna go back in here. 4 now, 4 now. Other change I have. Okay. Sugar, sugar mama. Sugar, sugar. Oh, no. I only have enough for 1 load. Let me see if my jacket has the rest. let us see. Yes. I have 2 loads. Double check that. That is 2, right? That'll have to do. That'll have to do. By the way, it does bear mentioning, when you send somebody a message on Messenger, you can delete it at any time after it's sent. Like 2 minutes after it's sent, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 months. Just saying. Doesn't mean that Facebook doesn't see it. It just means if I didn't screen cap it right away and I go back to it and it's not there, that's why. You know how many people have done that? So, am I going to waste my time with yet another person who's like, show me your receipts, because I have receipts for all that you've done wrong to all of these people that are just telling me stories about you, but I'm not actually asking you, just going by their word. Sounds like a good life choice. Alright, so I've got enough for 2 loads. That should do me. That should be okay. That should be okay. Well, it's gonna have to be okay, because I don't know what my car's gonna cost. Not. Well, the only thing I was factoring in was the oil change, because that I knew. I had not surpassed the date, but I did surpass the mileage. So. But could be a big difference, or hopefully not. Or hopefully not. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. The Bears, though, it's still heartbreaking. So I see the Cubs are in preseason, which, I mean, I'm a Cubs fan first mostly. I was born a Cubs fan. I have a Cubs onesie on as an infant. But it just brought back to mind that, like, man, the Bears had such a magical season, and what a sad loss it was when we didn't. What a sad loss. Like, we didn't look like we were gonna make it. We forced overtime yet again, and then lost because of an interception. Lost by a field goal. It's like, man, when are we gonna see a season like that again? I don't know, you know, especially the way they, like, trade the players and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know. But there's 4 of those. My ex has the other 3. The good ex that I was with for like 12 years. somehow, all four I gave him and with a lot of other Bears things for Christmas or his birthday one year, because he's always been a huge Bears fan. And somehow this came with my stuff when we parted ways, as they say. As they say, when we parted ways. Well, like I said, at the very least, the car thing happened at, if it had to happen, I guess, the right time, or the right day, but, let's try not to think about it. I'm gonna be hopeful. I'm gonna just be hopeful. It's all we can be is hopeful. In this world of cruelty. That's another thing I don't understand. I don't even watch the news. You don't really have to know that, like, figuratively, the world is on fire. Everything is horrible, negative, everything. Why would you want to add to that? You know, like, I don't get it. But again, it does go to show you what I've said before. The people who hate me cannot live without me. I have not streamed in how many days? And one of the first people and commented that hates me right away. So it's like, you hate me so much, but yet you're on every stream that I do, whether it be the replay or the live stream. So, if you really hated somebody, would you want to, like, expend any energy on that person? I don't know. It's just it's weird. It's like, maybe ask me a question before determining all of these things that you've been told, supposedly, or that you've made up or convinced yourself of about me. How about ask? Like, it's an open platform to have a discussion or to just ask a question. Nobody even asks. They just blindly believe everything they hear, and I'm like, okay. I guess because some of the people are decades older than me, it's well, they can't be lying. That does not age, and that has no, it doesn't matter. That's not, unfortunately, a factor. I think it used to be more back in the day when people were not, I don't know, things were just different. But, yeah. Like, that doesn't matter. Does not mean you deserve respect blindly. Or that you're to be blindly believed about whatever you're saying or all this other crap. I'm like, no. No. So that is to say, I'm just putting it out there. If anybody does have any questions, like legitimate questions, like, I have this question, I've wondered this, or I heard this, can I ask you this, or did this really happen, or hey, I never asked you this about yourself, or could you re-explain this? Go ahead, I don't mind that. And then if you don't like my explanation and still choose to not believe me and hate me, fine, but at least it's a little more valid. Wouldn't you agree? I think we all would agree. But it's really not something to give energy toward. Like, how draining it must be. Because for me to even react to it or reply to it takes energy for me. I'm like, what energy it must take to, like, go around and just whatever allotted time you have during your day to go be hateful to the people that you can be to. Isn't that draining? I don't know. But I guess we're all different, right? Like, everybody's different. What floats your boat may not float mine, and vice versa. Oh, I did want to share with you guys. It's like I was saying when Becky was mentioning insomnia. I always have. Sorry, just realized that I'm not in the view. I only did that for like a minute for the bear sign, and then I never put the view back. I always have some TV going on in the background, and then if I have trouble sleeping, like, I'll try to change it up and see if I can fall asleep to something else. They dropped something, an older show, not old, I think it lasted 3 seasons, and I think it started in 2014, so it's not, like, super duper old. But I remember, they dropped it on Netflix, I think. Yeah. Because that's the only service I have. Although I do have another one, but it's not. It's through my friend. He added me to the family. Like, I feel special. Because it says that, like, and, like, I got, like, an email, a text, and, like, it's like, congratulations, you are now part of the family. It's like, oh, now I'm part of the family. I've only known you since I was 2 years old. Anyways, point being, I wanted to share with you guys, because I watched this show when it premiered. I think it just appealed to me, and I had time, and I just, whatever other shows I was watching were maybe on, like, a break or something like that. You know, how they, you know, off for the summer or whatever. And I really liked the show, and I was bummed that it got canceled. Suburgatory. So, suburban and purgatory combined. Suburgatory. And it's with she is so underrated. Because I looked at her up and I'm like, she should have been in a lot more things. She's a really good actor, like, in my opinion, for whatever age she was in the show. The acting that she did, like, she was able to deliver, like, comedy with that sarcasm and that subtleness. Like, she did it just perfectly, in my opinion. But the girl who's in it, she kind of looks like Emma Stone, and I mistook her for Emma Stone a couple times, like, mistook them both for each other. But her name is Jane Levy, or Levy. And then Jeremy Sisto, Cheryl Hines, which she's great and everything, basically. And then I can't pronounce his last name correctly. Alan Tudyk. He's the one that was, if you guys watched the movie Dodgeball, he was the one that was the pirate. He was like, that was his thing. Pretty sure he was like a pirate or something like that in that movie. But that guy is in it, and he's really funny. But it's a good, like, it's a sitcom. It's, you know, it's commercials, so like each episode without commercials is just like 22 minutes, but, and with only 3 seasons, and the 3rd season, for whatever reason, they did half the amount of episodes. I don't know why they canceled it. But it must have been some other show that was like competing with it that won out or something, because it's pretty freaking funny. Like, it's pretty good. It really is. And then this other girl that's in there is really pretty good too. Like, I guess she's not meant to be like a favorite character, and she does that well. She's not exactly meant to be hated, but she's not meant to be like endearing or anything to it. Like, she's more the nemesis, I guess, character, but she plays it so well. She does it so well. It's just, with that has been something, because I was rewatching things and like, okay, and I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, I had forgotten about that show momentarily, because once they canceled it, I don't know, it might have been on something at some point, but I didn't see it. And when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I remember liking this. So I've been watching that. I watched all 3 seasons because they were so quick each episode. But that's, for me, that's a good show. Like, it's light with just the right amount of not too light and fluffy, if you know what I like. You know what I mean? Hold your interest if you want it to, but is also a show you can fall asleep to. And I have Netflix with ads, because I am paying $20 a month to have no ads, and that's the only thing I pay for, streaming wise. But I'm sure it probably would be available on, maybe on some other channels or apps or whatnot. I just happened to see it. I think it was, yeah, it was Netflix. So just wanted to share, because, you know, if you're I mean, even if you're just looking for something new to watch, it doesn't necessarily, like, for me, when I'm looking for something new, it doesn't have to be new as in, like, the past couple of years, but just new to me, you know? So it might grab my attention and distract me, and, you know? So, just a suggestion. If you have the availability to check it out. I definitely have been suggested some things that I'm like, I don't have any of these things to watch it on. I'm not like, but it all depends. There's different bundles and packages and stuff too, so I don't know what everybody has. And I'm trying to remember what channel it aired on, but I'm sure if you look, like, searched it, it would say. I want to say it was, I think it was like ABC or NBC. I could be wrong. It was one of the main channels. So if it was NBC, you would think it would be on Peacock. Which I have for, well, I have that for free with ads, but that's only because I have the actual channel. Like, I don't pay anything additional to have the app. It's because I have Channel 5, as we all do. Chicago. So, even the most, because I have the most minimal amount of channels, what I pay for is the freaking Wi-Fi. So it might be available on Peacock if it was NBC. But it was one of the main channels for sure. It could have been Channel 9, could have been WGN. It's possible. Can't remember. But it was, one could search and see. And then also see, just because it dropped on Netflix doesn't mean it's not available somewhere else, potentially. There's one free app that I can't, like, it works, but only halfway. Like, I can't, like, when you go to the menu and all these things, like, when you go to scroll and all of it, nothing changes color or highlights or outlines it or nothing. So you're, like, guessing what you're clicking on. And then when you click on it, like, you know, only about 5% of the time does it actually show the picture and the audio together. Like, one time, like, my TV was completely black, but it was playing the audio, and I'm like, sounds interesting. I wonder what this is. I'm like, I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but, like, I can never get it to work, and then you're guessing because it doesn't highlight anything, you know, like when you're scrolling through something, or, you know, there's a menu and this, there's nothing. It's all the same, so you're just like blindly, like, click. I don't know what I'm on, but I'm gonna click it and see. So that gets tiresome, but then it doesn't even play. Doesn't even play. And then I kept it on though, because I was on the phone with my friend, and he's like, it sounds interesting. I wonder what that is. I'm like, I know, right? And I'm like, oh. And we were on a video call. I turned it, and I'm like, oh, I think it's starting to play the picture. Like, the picture's coming on. And it only came, like, on the very, like, right side of my TV, like, just a sliver. You could not even tell anything. Okay. I think that particular one is maybe not the best, or just, I don't have the best luck with it. No. But Z, Kathy, what's up? Good morning. Good morning to ya. I think what I'm gonna do is leave you guys here so I can just take my laundry, my quarters, and my soap. So I don't have to struggle as much. Still trying to be mindful of the muscle cramping. No, it's a lot better. It is not completely gone. Oh, that's the. I'm like, didn't I throw that out? No, that's the other one. So please pardon the interruption. It won't be too long. Hopefully nobody is in there. Because it was empty. But you could tell somebody had been in there in the early morning washing a couple hours ago, probably at this point. I will be back in just a few minutes. car, and it's going to be in a moment. It's still one of my quarters. It's still one of my quarters. And I have 2 more to spare. Alright. I only stole 1 quarter. It's been known to steal more than just one. Only stole the one. Pardon me. La da da dee. Couldn't tell if that was a helicopter or a hawk. Yeah, it was a hawk. It was in the distance, but I'm like, helicopter already? That's not a good sign, because the highway's right there. Well, not right there, but that's where it would be over. So what else is going on this morning, y'all? What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, I did. Well, deciding if I want to say anything publicly. No, because I still know how to contact her privately. But no, sorry. Thoughts. And then I was like, oh, do I want to mention anything publicly? And then I realized I still have a way to privately contact if I want to. Just to say my thoughts and prayers are with someone that you guys might be surprised by, but regardless of any and everything, I am not, even after being horribly mistreated, to put it lightly, I still am not this I'm not as stone cold as I'd like to be. Or, well, I wouldn't say that. I'm not as indifferent as I should be towards some people consider. But again, that's just to say my thoughts and prayers are with someone for sure. So. Where did everybody go? Hopefully Becky was able to get to sleep. I know the feeling when it's you just cannot sleep. It's so frustrating. It screws up just everything. You know, anything that you wanted to do the next day. I'm a new love. I like that name. How are you doing? Looking at my Bears flag and my that thing right there. I don't know if it was meant to have a light in it or not. I never saw it at my friend's house when they existed there. But when he passed away, he knew my dad as well. And my dad went and helped the family. And I guess he wanted me to have, there's two of them, have these. And I think his mom made them, or at least painted them. But I'm like, I don't know if it's supposed to be. It could be a planter for outside, like a tiny one, you know, for a small plant. But it's painted so beautifully, I'm not sure. It might, I don't know. Or maybe it's just supposed to be the way it is. But there's no like electricity or anything, so there's no little bulb, because I was like a little nightlight bulb would really do that more justice potentially, but I don't know. It's gorgeous anyway. In my opinion. A little hard to see. That's why I'm like, I feel like a light in there would be good, but gorgeous though. It's like cut metal and then painted. Like all handmade. So I'm not sure if she cut the metal or not, but I know she painted it, his mom. Right before he passed away, his sister had passed away. And then right after he passed away, both of his parents passed away within the same year. That saying isn't a saying for nothing. The good go young. But why is that though? It's so unfair. It's like I don't have another charger here. And it's right here. So is it okay. So what's everybody got planned for today, if anything? Hey, Samara. Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? Well, let me check my battery. Oh, we're still fairly okay. Fairly okay. I thought I had another cord. I do, but it doesn't work. So essentially, I don't. But I still keep the ones that don't work. I know that they're the ones that don't work, but I'm like, in a pinch, might it work again once ever? Kind of thing. It's like, the amount of charging cords I've had to buy is just incredible. And I take good care of my cords and all of that. Like, over the years or decades, the cell phones were a thing. Well, I think it got worse when they turned into smartphones, because I've never had so many different charging cords not work. It's like, I feel like they might do that on purpose. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But the negative thought of that is potentially that's maybe they're not made to last all that long. I don't know. So it doesn't seem to matter what brand, or if you buy it in the store versus online. At least for me. And I've always had Android as far as smartphones. Never any Apple. So I don't know if Apple has the same issue with like their cords, if you have to keep having it, where the cord doesn't work anymore, or it's so weird. But the two that'll work in my phone will not work for my Xbox remote. My Xbox is like, nope, these are not good enough anymore. It'll only take the one cord. And the remote, I don't even really play games. It's just, it turns the TV on. So, but I'm like, but yet they work on my phone. Trust me. I've double checked myself many times over on that, 'cause I'm like, this doesn't make sense, but it's facts. And I don't know that the other cord is necessarily a better cord, because I have the same one in my car, and that's the one that decided not to work in my car, like, ever again. So, I don't know that it's necessarily a better one. It just, I don't know. I see what y'all are doing. Let's see. Maybe. I don't know. Just my opinion. I don't really know the facts of it. I don't know. I'm not in the inner circle of these things. I don't know the insider information. I don't know the insider information. Sorry. What time is it? Mechanic should be pulling up in an hour. Oh, unless he's starting a little late. 2 hours to see my car. They're like, oh no. He's probably gonna say a prayer before he reads my note. Like, okay. Only laughing because I'm like, well, it's all gonna be okay. Oh, well. Somehow. So, my laundry should be, it actually doesn't take that long to wash. Less, about 10 minutes shorter than well, not that they said these are new, but they're refurbished. There's no way they would break down as much if they were new. But they seem to be able to take about 10 minutes less than the other ones. Just always question, like, hopefully the clothes are clean enough. They seem to be, but I'm like, it didn't take excessively long to begin with, just now it seems almost a little too brief, but that's just me. You know, I don't know anything about washer, like the inner workings of certain ones and stuff. I don't know. I don't know much. But I know this is life. We've got to enjoy what we can enjoy. We'll just do all the rest of this stuff. We gotta live a little. Even if it's just watching a good TV show for a half hour. Gotta live a little. Well, I hope everybody has a nice Wednesday. I am double checking. Wednesday. And I know it's been a minute. I cannot say when I'll be back to chat. But it was good to just say hi. And I hope everybody's doing well. If you see Jesus, send him my way. But I'm gonna hop off and just, finish my laundry and get going about the rest of my day. So, love you guys, positive vibes, healthy vibes to everybody. If you see the live red button in the upper left hand corner, then it's live in real time. If it's not there or grayed out, then it's #replay. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you guys soonish, later-ish. We're not sure-ish. So, love you guys. Bye for now.